So when it comes to SEO pricing, there's a huge kind of array of models. Some work better than others, and each client's kind of different requirements. But some of the common denominators tend to revolve around three different camps. So the first one is something called value-based pricing. And this basically is a judgment on behalf of the agency or the service provider in regards to what value the business is willing to pay. So, for example, it could be a really small change, but it could lead to a prolific uplift in sales. So it could be, maybe a few hours work, and it could be a few £1,000 because it's high value to the client. So they'll look at it. What's the company willing to pay for this value, basically? And it's very lucrative for service providers to kind of quote this way. Um, so yeah, it's not only reflective on the work, it's only reflective on what they think the company will pay for it and what value they're adding to that particular client as well. So usually the bigger agencies will gravitate towards a value-based model as opposed to the other two. The second one is a fixed base retainer, which is basically a fixed figure every month, which gives you kind of a fluctuating service delivery over time, but the costs are basically static each month. So the benefits are some months you'll win, you'll get more time allocated to the account than what you pay for. Other months it'll go the other way, where the agency will win or the service provider will win. So it's very kind of fluctuating. Some months you get more time, some months you get less time, but the actual figure remains the same as well. A lot of the times as well, if it comes with a 12-month contract, there's usually the agency will put a lot of work into the first 3 months and perhaps the last 3 months when it comes to renew, and then there's like a bit of I wouldn't say a lull, but a little bit of stagnation in the middle there, where that's where they'll make the money from that side as well, or they'll make profits throughout the full year. So it usually is it is time based to some degree. A good agency will take that retainer and translate that into day rates, and then give you kind of a rough idea of how many days you get for that retainer, and make sure that staff kind of fulfill that level of needs as well. So it can be good, it can be bad. It's very rare that I see a campaign requiring the same amount of work each month. So obviously with that fluctuating in work, but the cost is the same. Again, you win some months and the agency will win some months as well. The other one is the similar geometry to that is hourly based or day rate based, which is what I currently charge. So basically, are some of the benefits of the retainer, where you guarantee kind of fixed time each month, but it is fluid, so it changes with the requirements of the business. So as I said before, with the campaign often going from really low, high, low, high, low, high in requirements, basically the invoice will go low, high based on what you need there as well. So hourly rate for me is you're paying for my time, you're paying for the hour, and you're paying a high um, figure as opposed to a standardized hourly rate based on the expertise that I can bring. So you're basically injecting quite a lot of experience in the business on an hourly basis that is quoted around what you need as a business to kind of grow as well. So it's very fluid, very agile way of working, and it also as well doesn't come with any contractual terms as well. So if you spend 2 or 3 hours on the campaign, you'll basically be charged for that 2 or 3 hours. I do have some clients that do retainers, but the retainers are transitioned over to day rate. So if a client's paying X amount, I'll translate that into a day rate and then ensure that that client gets that day amount of days throughout the month as well. So it basically is the hourly model, but some clients want a fixed dedicated time each month as well to make sure that they're getting serviced as well. The downside hourly rate is there's only 7.5 hours in a day that I can do 5 days a week, and also there's some tasks that I work on as well which really aren't viable for my hourly rate. So this is where kind of the wider colleagues team come into play as well, where they can usually get more work done for a less hourly rate than what I charge for more strategy. For example, blog posts, writing things like meta descriptions, page titles. You wouldn't necessarily want me kind of doing that at that level unless you're really kind of stuck for resource, And this is where I kind of draft in a wider team to help who specialise in content or tech and things like that as well. So very fluid way of working. Hourly rate is, 14 years of doing this is only one I know works because the commodity is always time that we work with. Campaigns take time and expertise. So you can basically pay by the hour at a rate that warrants the expertise as well. So not a fan of value-based pricing because it's not normally good value for the client. Always better value is things like retainers. And then I always think hourly is better or day rate is better than retainers. I can understand why agencies would want that kind of fixed income every month to know what they're kind of getting for forecasting. But if the results are good, then necessarily the hourly rate clients would never ever leave you as well. So yeah, very very firmly set an hourly rate as it stands today. But give it 6 months. If something new comes along, it always change and test the model. But hourly rate has always really worked best for me, and it opens the door for some clients who'd want that kind of retainer-based security where they'll guarantee 3, 4, 5 days a month. They'll pay for that every month as well. So they kind of block book that time out. So that's how I operate retainers at that level rather than that fluctuation as well. So that's how I take it with value-based pricing. Fixed retainers and hourly rate. Everyone's different. Everyone's needs are different. So some people are happy to pay a fixed figure every month and just get that kind of dealt with, and they'll get really good service for it as well. So every client's different and every needs are different. It's just important to weigh up the options and what kind of works best for you.